Hello everyone, this is going to be a quick video trying to get this out. This is going to be my final US election prediction for the election that will be happening tomorrow. I'm going to be going over my reasons, my prediction, which states, using RCP, Polymarket, and other data that I have in my head. I'm going to start off with the safe states: Washington, Oregon, California, Hawaii. These are all going to be safe for Harris. California, Vermont, Connecticut, New Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, DC, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New York, Maine's first, and they're all the solid safe ones. I'll actually throw in Colorado in there as well. Now we'll go for the Trump safe states. These are all going to be above 15 percentage points margin, by the way. Utah, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, North Dakota, South Dakota, Nebraska at large. Nebraska's third, Nebraska's first. We'll come back to the other congressional districts. Kansas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Louisiana, Missouri, Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, South Carolina, West Virginia, and I'm actually going to throw Ohio. No, we'll leave Ohio. We'll go over the likely Harris states. These will be from anywhere from 5 to 10. I think the state of New Hampshire. Trump did fairly well in it in 2016. He barely, but then again, you look at the percentage of vote he got, he got 46. 2020, he actually lost some percentage of the vote. There's also quite a high third-party vote share in there that went down. So I think it's kind of safe to assume you also look at other in the Senate race, 9.1. I know the governor's race, Chris Sununu does fairly well, but he's a different type of Republican than Donald Trump. So I feel quite comfortable doing that. Maine's second, I have that safe Trump. It was 7.4. And 9 and 10. Like, the margins are going to be iffy, but I feel like it definitely will vote for Donald Trump. Maine at large will be likely. I think it will. In 9.1, I think it's thereabouts. Won't really change that much. Virginia, there has been some polling indications that Virginia might swell, but like it was Biden plus 10 and in 2020, that was actually a really good result. It was Clinton plus 5. This type of Nova region, Fairfax, Loudoun, Prince William, don't really like Trump. He's not really appealing to them. They're quite it's a professional class, people that work in DC. Even compare that to 2000. So the demographics have changed here. That is one of the reasons that has pushed this state to the left. We'll also go for New Mexico. Now, Trump and Hispanic voters are, it's kind of remained a steady sort of state, 10, 8, and I'd say he might make some inroads with Latinos. But on the whole, I think that's it's going to go Kamala Harris. And then I'll probably throw Minnesota. Minnesota, you could make the argument the home state factor might push it over with Tim Walz, but I feel there is quite a polarization in Minnesota. Like compare that to 2008. These rural areas were a lot bluer. These urban areas were a lot redder. Compare that to that now. So I think that there is a level of rural and urban polarization. But this was the region. I think this was the region that Tim Walz served in Congress in. So he's, I could see it, but at the moment I feel comfortable putting it as. I also put Alaska safe. I'll put it likely. We also have Iowa and Ohio as likely states. You had that poll, the Seltzler poll, that came out and put, I think it was like Harris plus 3. I don't see any case where that's any sort of scenario where that's the case. Trump plus 9, Trump plus 8. That's a major deficit to overcome to win that state. Though if it does happen, you have to question, it is abortion that pushed this state to vote the way it did. Obama plus 2 state quite comfortably, actually. So that is an issue that is hurting Trump, and is one that kind of makes me a wee bit hesitant to make my prediction that you'll eventually see. Texas and Florida as well. Florida, I think, will continue to move in the right. It's seen massive amount of conservative immigration through the policies and agenda of Ron DeSantis. He won his governor's race by, I think, like 19 points. 19 point, yeah. So I know it's a midterm year; they're not always indicative of national elections, but I think that it will definitely be +5. Texas is a state that has been moving left. You look at the DFW area, the Dallas area, Houston as well. Now, Trump has made some gains in this Tejano Texans, or these Latino voters on the border. They're quite socially conservative. I'd say it'd be like 6 or 7 points, I think. Now we get to the big 7. I think North Carolina, or everywhere, is pointing at a Donald Trump. Is a Donald Trump win in North Carolina. He won in 2020. He won in 2016. 2016 was again a D+4 electorate, major amounts of turnout from Democratic turnout. Will we have that same level? Possibly, but I don't see it. We then go to Arizona. I think Arizona will be a tilt Donald Trump state. Again, this is a state that hadn't voted for a Democrat since 1996. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Trump isn't appealing to this Maricopa County. That's the county I'd be really, really looking at, because who wins that essentially wins the state. But all the polling is showing that it will be very close. This is obviously going to be a close election. I don't think anyone's doubting that. But we'll go to a tilt Harris state, and this one I'm actually going to buck the polls, because pollsters often overestimate Republican support in Nevada. I don't think Nevada has been won by a Republican since 2004, since Bush. 2004, and even then it was very close. 2016 it was close. 2020 it was near enough a same margin. The two main voting bases are in Reno, which is Washoe, and Clark County, which is Las Vegas. I don't see it. I'd voting for Donald Trump again. This is my prediction. But I don't see that. I see Georgia voting for Trump. You look at the Atlanta area again, compare this to even 20 years ago, completely different state in and around those Atlanta suburbs, Fayette, Gwinnett, Cobb, Douglas. Major amounts of black immigration into the state from other states in the United States. But this was record turnout. This was, very hypercharged electorate in this election. If that drops down to 3 points, you're not winning the state. I do think it will be again close, but I think it does favour Donald Trump. Wisconsin, this is the knife edge state. This is one that I've going back and forth on, but I think it does favour Donald Trump or Kamala Harris. Again, two counties that I would look at are Door and Sauk. Who wins them wins the election. The WOW counties, look at these elections that Republicans were decimated in. these remained pretty steady in their Republican support. They're starting to wane a wee bit, and that obviously has led, but Trump has gained in other areas, gained in driftless areas, gained out of state, but it's important to, do the math. Dane County, get massive amount of votes, Milwaukee, how are they going to do in the Bow counties, Brown, Outagamie, Winnebago, Racine, Kenosha. I just see everything is pointing towards a Kamala Harris victory in Michigan. I then go to Pennsylvania and I say, or Michigan, and I look at Michigan and I say, again, Saginaw. You look at Saginaw, whoever wins that will win. It's the bellwether in Michigan. Now, it is worth noting that there will be some depressed turnout. This is why I've kind of wavered on Michigan as well, is because there is a lot of Arab voters that live in Michigan, and they will not be happy with Kamala Harris's stance on the Palestine issue. So, could that, they're not going to go out and vote for Donald Trump, but by them staying at home, will that mean that she will, not win it? Hard to say. But it all comes down to Pennsylvania, the biggest of the swing states. And at the moment, I have Donald Trump winning Pennsylvania. I think it was one, Joe Biden had a connection to Pennsylvania. He's from Delaware. He was often called Pennsylvania's third senator. Did really well in these regions that Trump did really, really well in 2016. And does Kamala Harris appeal to these people as much as Joe Biden does? Absolutely not. Now, this is fucking, the 13 keys as well, but I feel like this is where this election is at. I feel like this is the map on where it is at the moment. Could this change? I don't know, but I feel comfortable putting this out as my final election prediction. It'll be on a knife edge. One of these states goes the other way. The other person's won it, Trump doesn't actually need Arizona. He just needs Georgia and Pennsylvania. I just see the path is just very easy for Trump. He picks off 2 states, he wins. Popular vote, I feel pretty comfortable in saying Kamala Harris is going to win it. Pennsylvania, the polls have been tight, +1, +2, +1, +2, +1, +2, +1. We also have Iowa. This is the one I was talking about. Seltzer. If this would, no, this is Poly Market. But it's showing a Trump victory at the moment. This is actually near enough my prediction. But get rid of Nevada. But I've said enough. If you enjoyed this video, if you're excited for this election, go ahead and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me. I've been History with Matt. Thank you very much for watching.